I'm going to talk about the most common lifestyle disease that we see in women or girls these days. That is PCOD or PCOS, whatever we like to call, and that stands for polycystic ovarian disorder. Okay, so now let's see that why this has become such a common like lifestyle disorder for most of the girls and women. So first thing is genetics, but genetics do not, work the way like we expect it to be. Like for example, there's a family history where we have the PCOD or PCOS issues. It's not like that. If we inherit those genes, then we will also get the same disorders. It is mostly a composition of this genetic uh, like genes present in our body, plus the lifestyle and kind of diet or the nutrition we intake through our food, okay, which leads to these kind of lifestyle disorders, and PCOD is also the same. Okay, another most important or reason for these kind of lifestyle disorder is the stress levels. Okay, so we can see that mostly whatever symptoms we have for PCOD, most commonly we can see is when, for example, some girl is preparing for some sort of examination, right? And they are um, just sitting at one place, and they are very focused and they have a lot of stress, and they are preparing for something. Or for example, they shift to a different city, and there's a different environment, and they are having increased level of work, and they have to deal with so many things. So in those sort of time, it's most commonly we can see that these symptoms arise. Okay, another thing is, like, we can continue with the same example. If we see that high intake of caffeine is there, so for example, when we have a lot of things to do, and also definitely when we have want to have some refreshments, we don't go for something healthy like some fruit juices or some fruits or salads. We always tend to take the caffeine, right? Because we don't want to sleep, we want to work more, we want to be more productive, and we feel that these are the things which we can take to increase our productivity. Another main reason is like the junk food. Okay, so whenever we are in such kind of rush, the easier option, I would say, is we prefer some pre-cooked meals or some takeaways, or the very convenient way of ordering food from Swiggy, Zomato, and all these things. But these kind of food definitely are very deficient in the nutrient. They may be tasty, they may look good, but they are lacking the essential nutrients which our body really needs for proper function. Okay, and all these things, they lead to a disturbed sleep. Whenever we are intaking high caffeine, or we are having a lot of junk food, then there is a lot of inflammation in our body, and there are a lot of hormonal imbalances due to these consumption of these kind of uh, items, and the nutritional deficiencies developed in our body. So it leads to a disturbed sleep pattern. Another most important thing is the consumption of these genetically modified products. So, what do I mean by that? Are mostly the poultry uh, or the non-veg items, and the milk. Okay, dairy products. So, to meet the expectation of the rising population, we always see that these the producer of these kind of food items, what they do is they inject the animals with some sort of hormones, and ultimately those hormone regulators are coming into our body through those food items. So that's why it also disrupts the hormonal system in our body and cause these hormonal imbalances, which in turn leads to these diseases like PCOD or PCOS. Okay, and the last part is sometimes we just ignore the symptoms. Okay, now we'll be discussing the symptoms, what are those, and let's see that why or how we ignore them in the earlier phase of these kind of problems. Okay, so first thing is like irregular period. So we think that that is normal, and also when we are when we go to the gynecologist, they give us some medicines, and then we think that okay, now it's fine. But it's not actually fine. It is fine just for the time period we intake those medicines, because they are also nothing but the hormone regulating medications, and they do not actually fix the problem. They just put an overshadow, and we feel like okay, it's just in control, but it's just in control, it's not fixed. Once we stop taking those medications, these things will again come up. Okay. Another symptoms are food cravings. Okay. Food cravings are the most common and the first symptoms we can see, which denotes that our body lacks some of the essential nutrients which it needs to function properly, but we are not able to get it through our food. And that's why we tend to crave for something sweet, something spicy, and all these different kind of food cravings denote different kind of nutritional deficiencies in our body. Okay. Third thing is weight issues. We definitely think that okay, like, we have got busy, we are not eating very good, we don't have time for exercise, so we are gaining these weight issues. Well, they are a part of the reason, but the other part of the reason which is hidden from us is like the hormonal imbalances. And due to those, like, there is a not a good cycle going inside our body in like maintaining the fat and um like growing of muscles. So there is a disbalance between that, and which also causes internally results in these weight issues. Okay. And again, due to these nutritional deficiencies and due to high intake of junk food, oily food, and all those things, it leads to several skin or hair issues, and we also have severe acne. Okay. And when definitely so much things are going inside our body, we definitely have mood swings, and we cringe for whenever we are not getting some things. And also we feel very low. Okay. And we feel very tired at many times, and these are some symptoms which we can see in PCOD. Okay. And the last one is the excessive hair growth. So when we are talking about hormonal imbalances, generally what happens is that the male hormones in the body, they tend to increase in the female, and which leads to these excessive hair growth, like on the chin, or maybe on the body, like the males have. So this is also a most common symptom of PCOD. Now let's see about what are these problems. So these are the problems that are going behind the scenes, and we have already talked about many of those. So I'll highlight it once again. So the major cause of PCOD is the hormonal imbalance between the male and female hormone which is present in our body. Another problem that we can most commonly seen in PCOD clients is that their ovaries are enlarged, or the there is like the cycle in which the menstrual cycle is there, and the eggs that are formed in that cycle, so that cycle is not being completed properly, and whatever eggs are released in that process, they are not properly mature, or they are released, like multiple eggs are released at once which are not mature enough. So in those kind of scenarios, what happens is the eggs, they develop a very hard shell around them, and which are known as cyst. Okay. And hence the name is the polycystic ovarian disorder. Okay. Another thing is that obviously the high stress levels and disturbed sleep, and the last is the nutritional deficiencies that we see. So now when we know about all the symptoms, all the problems, let's see that what we can do actually to fix this naturally. Okay. So today I'll talk about the food and nutrition that we can include in our day-to-day life to um, avoid these kind of situations. Okay. The first thing that we can do to avoid this is including more of protein and more of fiber in our body. Okay. So why protein is important is that whatever hormones or whatever enzymes that are produced in our body, the protein is the main content of them. So intaking more healthier proteins or including them in our diet ensures that these hormones are produced in a proper manner, in a proper quantity, and they can help in the proper functioning of our body. Okay. Another best thing that the protein does is that it reduces the food cravings that we have. Okay. And this is also related, since the hormones and all the enzymes are um, being regulated and being produced optimally in our body. That's why these food cravings go down. Okay. Next is the fiber. So the fiber also helps in, reducing the food cravings, because fiber takes a longer time to digest. And when it takes longer time to digest, that means we do not have these food cravings and hunger pangs more often. Okay. And the best thing that fiber does, it helps in removing the toxins from our body. Okay. Let's see the next one. So next one is herbs and multivitamin. So, as I mentioned that there is a disbalance in the male and female hormones in a woman, which leads to this PCOD conditions. So, some herbs like, for example, tulsi, they can be very helpful in maintaining these sort of hormone levels. Okay, and it also reduces the inflammation in our body that is caused due to intaking a lot of junk food and all the caffeine and whatever. Okay. And it also controls the production of excessive male hormones. And all these herbs and these multivitamins, when we take, it also helps to reduce our stress levels, and it also helps us in improving our energy levels. Also, another best thing that multivitamin does for us is that it ensures that whatever food we intake, it ensures that the all the vitamins and minerals that is contained in the food is properly absorbed by our body. Okay. Third thing is good fats. Okay, good fats helps in increasing the good cholesterol level, and it also helps in cutting down the bad fat that is accumulated in our body. And it also is a very good source for our skin and hair health. Last thing I want to address is the food that we should avoid. Is first thing is like the dairy products, as I mentioned. For a mass production, most of the producers, what they do is they use these hormonal injections in within the animals, and that's why it hampers our hormonal system indirectly, and then it causes these lifestyle disorders like PCOD. Second thing is the refined products like maida or any items that are made from those, like the bakery items, many sugary items. So those should be avoided because they are very deficient in nutrition, and it takes a very long, and they are digested quite easily. And then we feel like we can eat a lot of them but still be hungry, right? And also the deep fried items, we should avoid them because they are the source of bad fat in our body, and they increases these fat levels, and they also disrupt the hormonal systems, and also cause many digestion issues, and which in turn cause these lifestyle diseases. Okay, thank you.